Meghan Markle is reportedly getting paranoid over the failure of her Netflix show, and you will not believe which royal family member she's allegedly blaming now for her show bombing. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because Megs is reportedly getting paranoid over the failure of her Netflix show, and you won't believe which royal family member she's allegedly blaming now for her show bombing. So this is coming from Radar Online. Here's the headline: Paranoid Meghan Markle convinced royal family has mounted a conspiracy to bring down her money-spinning Netflix deal. So apparently Megsy's furious and paranoid, according to a source here, after the second season with Love Meghan completely bombed harder than freaking season 1, right? Now she believes the royal family are now the saboteurs behind her Netflix show's bombing, right? In particular, she's blaming Princess Catherine. Yep. When I initially read that article, do you know what my reaction was? I was like, she's the freaking bed. How can you be so freaking dumb and stupid? I think Princess Catherine has better things to worry about than a piddly little Netflix show by Megsy that was never going to do well anyway. Princess Catherine did not need to extend any effort on her part to ensure that Megsy's show was going to bomb for season 2. She didn't have to. It was already going to happen. We're going to get onto that in a minute. But this is the thing. This headline, right, and this story, it reminded me of this that happened a couple of years back, right? Megsy's paranoia was reported back then, around about 2023, about a supposed Hollywood saboteur who she thought ruined her chances of getting an Emmy nomination for her Netflix mockumentary, Harry and Meghan. Here's the headline here from the Daily Record: Meghan Markle and Prince Harry tracking down Hollywood enemy after stinging Emmy snub. Harry and Meghan were less than impressed that their Netflix docuseries failed to get nominated for an Emmy and are convinced someone is out to get them. So, it's not... So, let me get this straight. In the world of Harry and Megsy, right, if their shows and projects fail, it's not because it just wasn't good enough, right, and people just don't like them. No. It's because there's someone behind the scenes acting against them and being a saboteur. A couple of years ago, it was a Hollywood saboteur. Now, new reports coming through. Apparently, they're blaming Princess Catherine. Like she ain't got better things to get on with. And like I said, she doesn't have to expend any energy whatsoever to ensure that Megsy fails. Megsy's doing that all on her lonesome. That is for damn certain. So, yeah, it does look like that Megsy's paranoia has come back again. But this time, instead of the boogeyman being the Hollywood saboteur, it's the royal family, specifically Princess Catherine. According to sources, they're saying that Megsy's telling friends she's convinced that Buckingham Palace loyalists are pulling strings with the British media to undermine her success, particularly as she renegotiates her lucrative Netflix deal. But this is the thing. What about American media? American media are not as kind to Megsy either, right? But no, let's blame it all on the British, right? The source then says Meghan is beyond furious. She's certain there's an organised effort to bring her down, and she's convinced it's coming straight from the palace. She's been telling friends that the royals, particularly Princess Catherine, are using their media connections to quietly undermine her work. In her mind, none of this is happening by chance. The insider says that she won't accept that the backlash has anything to do with the show itself, or her, as I would put as a side note there. The source then says she's convinced it's the same royal machine at play, planting stories and fueling negative coverage. She's told Harry that the palace is desperate to see her fail because they can't bear the idea of her thriving on her own. Now, pot calling kettle black here, but hang on a minute, right? So Megxie allegedly is accusing the palace of planting stories in the press in order to ensure that her projects and her show fails, right? Then how did this story get into the press? Who planted this? Because I'll tell you something, it ain't the freaking royal family. You think the royal family are going to plant a story in the press blaming of anyone in the royal family, of all people, Princess Catherine, for doing some dirty dealing, shading situation behind the scenes to ensure that Megxie's show fails? Nah, this didn't come from the royal family. Who else could this have come from? I'm just asking for a friend here. You guys aren't stupid, and I'm not either. And so, apparently, this obsession that Megxie has with this new palace conspiracy, right, this Princess Catherine conspiracy, is allegedly causing even more issues now with Hazard. The insider saying Harry's stuck in the middle yet again. He's doing his best to stay level-headed, but Meghan feels completely targeted. She's convinced the royals are out to destroy her brand simply because they've lost any power to control her. Apparently she's seething privately, but she's absolutely determined not to let anyone see her crack. Well, if she's seething privately, why is it all of a sudden in the press that she's seething privately? If she's seething privately, then we wouldn't know in the first place, because the seething is private. Oh my goodness. Some people are so freaking dumb. The source says she calls it classic bullying. Again, pot calling kettle black. Look, let's put it this way. Dictator in high heels comes to mind. Anywho, the source then says she refuses to play the victim. She's still behind the scenes, enraged. She feels like she's being punished just for trying to stand on her own 2 feet. If she wants to stand on her own 2 feet, she needs to stop using her title. She's Meghan Markle. Actually, she's Rachel Meghan Markle. You know what I mean? But stop using the title. She wants to stand on her own 2 feet. Stop using the title. Stop, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, monetizing that title. Stop it. You want to stand on your own 2 feet? Stand on your own 2 feet with your own damn freaking name. That is it. No links to the royal family. Then you're standing on your own 2 feet, as far as I'm concerned. This is the thing. It's not the royal family that are the architects of her failures. It's definitely not Princess freaking Catherine, of all people, that are the architects of her failures. It's Megxie herself, right? Well, let me show you the receipts here. Because she's amongst one of the least liked members of the royal family. The only person that's more disliked than her is Prince Andrew. And that's saying something. In addition, and this is a little bit of breaking news here, but over 80,000 people voted on this poll on Ranker for the most disliked celebrities of 2025. And yeah, look who won. Megxie! Megxie won! And guys, this was a hard contest because she beat the likes of E. Diddy. She beat the likes of Jada Pinkett Smith. She beat the likes of her own husband. She beat Amber Heard. She even beat Bill Cosby. Yeah, I don't think that she's going to be rushing to accept this award anytime soon. But this all culminates essentially to prove a point that I've been making for years now, which is this. If people do not like, trust and relate to Megxie, then people are simply not going to like, trust and relate to anything she's trying to sell to us, whether it be a freaking spreads or a damn TV show. And this is reflecting in the ratings. And so her first season of With Love Meghan failed to hit the top 10 in America and the UK, and it was beaten by reruns of her old show Suits. Her second season follows the same suit and fails to enter the top 10 on Netflix here in the UK and over in the US. And so her show's failing. Not down to the royal family. It's definitely not down to Princess Catherine. What the deuce? Because of her. She's not good enough. The show wasn't good enough. When you look at the criticism of her show, people are criticising her, yes, because it's named after her. She is fronting the show, so they're criticising her as a presenter. But they're also criticising the meals, the setup that she's providing. It's just not good enough. She is not the next Martha Stewart. She is not the next Goop. She's just not good enough. But rather than admit that to herself, she's allegedly now turning around and saying, oh, there's a new saboteur in town, and it's Princess Catherine. Please. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and of course there's going to be more, then make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. What do you think to... My goodness. What do you think? I can't even believe I'm having to say this out loud. What do you think to Megxie allegedly blaming Princess Catherine for being the saboteur behind the scenes that caused her show on Netflix to bomb? What do you think to that nonsense? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, when I can speak English properly, laters.